The Ghana Forest Investment Program is a targeted program under the Strategic Climate Fund (SCF) of the Climate Fund (CIF).
Our main objective for the Ghana Forest Investment Program is first of most to, of course, objectives is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions through first conserving the forests that we already have, and then where we've suffered degradation, we enhance carbon within those areas. So you see that we've divided them into two. Largely within the western region, there's still a lot of forest, and we are trying to provide financing that to support and enhance what we already have. So we increase protection in these reserves, and for those which are slightly degraded or are degraded, we'll do enhancement.
The FIP aims to finance efforts to address the underlying causes of deforestation and forest degradation to overcome barriers that have hindered past efforts.
So Ghana started by preparing an investment plan for the Forest Investment Program, where the country articulated the vision for transforming the forestry sector.
So we have the ENFA, which is the Enhancing Natural Forests and Agroforest Landscape. And the second is engaging local communities in RED Plus activities, and is the LCR Plus. So these two projects constitute the Ghana Forest Investment Program.
Our engagement with the government of Ghana is mainly to design the project to address its main driver of deforestation, to promote sustainable forest management through sustainable cocoa production, working with the communities.
FIP is situated as it's a green project. So the bank has got a very strong appetite to ensure sustainable use of natural resources. And that is how come it got involved in the FIP project. And that is why the bank only is not supervising the resources received from the SIF fund that the country has asked us to provide, but we are, in addition to that, also having some grant facilities to the country to promote this green agenda.
The whole program is to start with pilot for two regions. That's for Western and Brown Ahafo regions. And we expect that the results of these two pilots in the two regions will be rolled out nationwide.
The GFIP program, as it was designed, had a communication strategy, a strategy that is targeting behavioral change. We are looking at how to change the behavior of communities as to how they deal with the forest, especially those who are living close to the forest in the hinterland. Sometimes the communities think it is the responsibility of the government, the Forestry Commission or the Ministry of Environment to maintain the environment or to keep trees. So we have to educate them on this strategy.
To ensure forests are rejuvenated and enhanced, there has to be a tree seed center which will provide all the seeds needed.
Here at the Forestry Research Institute of Ghana, our work is basically to respond to the needs of the people, of the country, the economy, in terms of making sure that the forests are maintained, conserved, or managed sustainably.
It's also very essential that as a country, we protect our indigenous species. You know, there are species like Afromusia, like the mahoganies, that because of pests and diseases are not that attractive to investors. And FIP is filling that gap.
These are two germinators. We have some few, we just put them in, was it 3 days ago? Before the FIP program, we didn't have any generator to back up the national grid. So often we were getting power off, and it was affecting the viability of our collections storage. But under the FIP program, we have a 150 kVA diesel generator, which automatically comes on when the national grid is off. And therefore, we are able to keep our seeds at a very high levels of viability. Apart from that, under the FIP program, we are establishing a lot of seed sources. Seed sources are very important they are very important for seed centers. And these seed sources, mostly the indigenous species, we're establishing them at most part of the country so that they will act as seed sources for us to collect seeds for plantation programs in the future. Apart from that, these equipment we have at the lab now, the incubators, they are helping us to test our seeds properly before we put them at the cold room. The germinators as well as the ovens, if you don't test the moisture content of your samples before they are sent to the cold room, they will lose their availability in no time.
Deforestation and forest degradation is caused by us. A lot of over exploitation of the forest resources brings a problem. When we also set fires, the fires will also destroy the forest that we have. And expansion, encroachment on the forest reserves are also a problem. So it cannot be solved by just the Forestry Commission alone.
In the case of the enrichment planting and model plantations, the communities form gangs or groups with a leader, and they are given contracts. They execute and they are paid. So money, the 30 million plus another 45 million that is currently being spent on GFIP in Ghana currently, most of this is going into community hands. On the average, since we started field implementation, we plant close to about 5 million seedlings annually. These seedlings are basically raised by community people on small to medium scale level, and the project buys this from them.
The National Tree Seed Center at the Forestry Research Institute, Kumasi, has provided many tree seeds to nurseries, which in turn provide to various organizations, especially schools and communities. Many schools have also benefited from seeds from the Tree Seed Center.
Before we started planting trees, the school environment was very hot. The classroom was hot and we found it very hard to study.
In our classroom, if the roofing, we have some potholes in our roofing sheet, so if you are learning, the sun shines on us very well. Because it was hot, we couldn't concentrate in class.
Now that we have a lot of trees here, it has beautified the environment and it makes the weather feel cool on the school compound.
It had provided shade, so we get cool in our classroom. And it has also served as a windbreak.
Seed orchards have also been provided under the GFIP program to also provide nurse seedlings to farmers and other beneficiaries.
We realized that we have to, or we're challenged to give a lot of seedlings to farmers. So it came to board that why not get a seed orchard where we can have a seed bank to get our seeds, supply it to the nursery sites, let them produce these seedlings, and then we can have abundantly to supply to our various wards. So this brought the dream that if we already have an existing seed orchard, which is producing more than 380 kilograms a year in a whole country, why not expand it?
If you have now do ikabakwa, it's an holding wo form tino. Okay, need to go to fertilizer and sana what you mean the aye. Scan you won't even to fertilizer. In the Kabenya bag in Numuno, Hawanya be a bag me, you know. Now, so so but do Hanibia Ekabakono, wait when your bag more pia and do. And then you know to contem.
When we talk about a modified tonja system, we have the farmers who plant their food crops and then we inculcate what? The trees. When it comes to benefit sharing, they also benefit from what? The trees. Meanwhile, the food crops also belong to them. Now, when you come to the seed orchard, what makes it more unique is that the trees are not going to be felled and sold as it is done in the other modified tonja system. Over here, we pick the seeds. Whatever comes out of it, the share, the farmers also get.